everyone, it's me again from the Blooming Nursery. I posted a video last week in regards to the big announcement of opening the plant nursery to the public this year. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who left really nice comments, and just want to thank everyone for the support. So anyway, today's episode is mainly about how to plan a garden and how we've come up with ideas for this one. May give you tips on how you can design for your garden. So as you can see, we're not quite at the stage of landscaping this just yet, as the building work's getting done. New windows going in, the plumbing work for that, new kitchen going in, etc. But our polytunnel's up and plants have begun to grow in there. So anyway, I want to discuss stage by stage of this garden, and start with the planning stage. So, how to plan a garden? What we do, what I look at mainly, firstly, so to say, is the practical side of a garden. Second thing I look at is the design and how I'd like the garden to look. What type of garden would I like? Would I like a wildlife type attracting garden? Would I like a wild, high maintenance type garden? Just like this client here on this next clip. Take a look at this. Hi John.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, you're welcome. Nice to see you too. Thank you very much for taking part in this testimonial.
Welcome.
I've just got a couple of questions to ask you. It was last year when we first did your garden, wasn't it? At the beginning of last year. And such a lovely project it was. So, what was it that made you go with the final design of this garden?
Well, really, I only took for you really to give us some ideas, because I'd seen a lot of your work on Facebook, and I say I had, Sandra had, and she said, why not invite them in to have a look? So I asked you to come and give us some ideas. To tell you what we had in mind, and what you could do, and your thoughts.
Yeah. And how did you find the support of the Blooming Nursery to help design?
No, that sounds patronising saying it straight away in this talk, but excellent in every manner. You did exactly what we wanted. A bunch of group of lads. That's American, that bunch. Bunch in it. You have a great bunch of lads who came round and extremely polite, on time, which to me is paramount in any job. You get lots of people these days who don't turn up on time or come up with excuses. They're on time, cleaned up after themselves every day. Like I said, they were quite courteous, because the situation wasn't good because it was pandemic. You know, and everybody was a bit weary of dealing with things. But yeah. My hat's off to your lads. Yeah. Well, you and your lads.
Thank you very much. It was a tough time, obviously, for the pandemic. We thank you again for taking us on board to do again. Yeah. I mainly aim this design around, obviously, the practical side of getting around the garden, make sure you can reach all areas in a safe manner. So yourself and Sandra can enjoy doing your potting and your planting and whatever. I also try to avoid the straight lines and stuff. Do you find the garden, now you've had the time to spend time in here, practical enough for what you wanted to use the garden for?
Well, predominantly Sandra is the gardener. You know, I'm a garden user. Well, from my viewpoint, it's ideal for me getting around now. It's a lot better, a lot better. From Sandra's viewpoint, without sounding crony about it, we're both getting older. Raising the garden beds made a big difference. You know, the walk around what prompted us to get somebody in the first place was that we lost the patio area. Yeah, we lost the patio area, and because of this being built, so we need a patio area. So, and I mean, looking at it, we've got a whole range to walk around. It literally ties everything in. This side of it here, where there's a panel blown down there. But the idea of that was to hide the washing line.
Yes.
You know, on part of the greenhouse. And it works fine. Works
Lovely.
fine.
And just finally, we added the finishing touch. This part of your garden over here, this little feature, that was already here and existing, wasn't it?
Yeah, what it was, there was a well.
Yeah.
With like a proper structure of a well with a sloping roof. But that went with the winds. I mean, it was up for quite a number of years and it blew down. So I thought an ideal thing would be to try and get a water feature in there.
Yeah.
So I spoke to a couple of your lads and they were sifting through catalogues and on the internet, and the following morning they come back and said, "What do you think of this, John?" So I said, if it's practical for that, then yeah.
Yeah. And obviously you've got it covered up now to protect you from frost, but the sound of water in a garden, personally I think, really adds that relaxing touch. What do you think of that?
Well, to try and sum it up, our neighbour came in because she'd not been in since anything had been done, and she said her comments was, "I like it. It's quite peaceful. You know, nice and peaceful," which I think really sums up really. It is nice, but it's very quiet here during the day anyway. You know, but yeah, you know, you've done exactly what we wanted.
Well, thank you very much again for taking part in this.
Anytime.
Thank you for having us.
Good man.
Thank you.
Good man.
Oh, that was John, we did last year. A garden that required the practical side of being able to get around safely, and so Sandra can do the potting and attract the wildlife of hedgehogs, bees, butterflies, birds, etc. If it's not that type of garden you're looking for, maybe it could be a low maintenance, neatly shaped garden, similar to this one here. Take a look at this clip here next. Jill?
Hi.
Hi. Thank you very much for taking part in this testimonial for us today. So, at the designing and planning stage of doing your garden, what did you think of the support from the Blooming Nursery?
Well, we had an idea of what we wanted it to be like at the very end, but being novice gardeners and not really knowing what we were needed to do, the support and the advice that you gave when you came to visit us in the initial stage was sublime. We couldn't have asked for more. So you took our initial idea and then ran with it. You were able to say, that may not work, but you may need to do this. We had an issue with drain covers. You said not a problem, we'd be able to cover them up, and as a result of that, the patio is flawless. It looks like one. Things like measuring, making sure that we had the right sizes and stages. You did all that for us. Again, you were able to give us fantastic advice about our fences. Our neighbour did not want to remove their fence, but you were able to, it wasn't a problem for you. You said, leave it with us, we will sort it out for you. So at the initial stages, when you first came to visit us, by the time you left, I felt all my worries had been taken away from me.
That's nice to hear. So the practical side of the garden, of how you want to use the garden, is normally a thing I look for asking a client. Do you think we've met that for how you want to use this garden?
Absolutely, absolutely. We love our garden in the summer, and we love our garden to be filled with friends and family. And that was always our aim. Our aim is to have a garden that will look beautiful when it's got all the pots and plants and stuff in, but it's also a garden that our friends and family can come and relax in and enjoy and have dinner with us. And I think you've absolutely met every one of those criteria.
Thank you very much. And finally, the team that obviously came and did the garden, you've got two lovely low maintenance gardens. How did you think the team approached the job, and what do you think of the team?
I cannot fault the team. Honestly, Dave and Kieran, brilliant, absolutely amazing. They came across quite a few problems with our garden that we couldn't have initially, known about, and they always came up with a solution. Nothing was too a bigger job or too small a job for them to do. They were really helpful and really supportive in us, and their work ethic is second to none. Those boys did not stop. I cannot fault them, and as a result, we have a beautiful garden.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for taking part in this again.
You're welcome.
So that was a low maintenance garden. Beforehand we had John with a really high maintenance garden, with a natural effect to it. If it's not either of them, maybe it could be something similar to this next one, which is a mixture of the two, natural and the modern look. Take a look at Matt. Your garden was one of the last ones of the year last year for complete, and what a lovely project it is. It's a very unique project, different to some designs that I've come across before. So what was it that made you decide on this design that you decided on?
So the design was really an evolution. We've lived in the house for probably 7 years, and every year we wanted to do the garden. But to be honest, my wife and I could never get an agreement on the plan, and so today, well, the plan that we went for was really the consolidated ideas of all of those different plans. So my wife wanted a space for basically away from the house. So we have the patio area here, but she feels too tied to the house. So she wanted a decking area that was relaxing, where she could get away from the cooking and the barbecuing or anything like that and feel relaxed. I had wanted, to make a sort of feature of the garden, so we could consider the rockery, or even these arches. So the arches were my wife's idea. The decorative panels were also my wife's idea, and it wasn't actually 100% designed when we started, as you know. So we knew we wanted arches, we knew we wanted a decking area, we knew we wanted the panels, but things like the lights that came part of the evolution, matching the decorative panel shapes to the arch structures, again was my wife's idea, which really looks nice and ties it in. And so that's really the general theme, and also trying to isolate the patio area from the garden.
Right. So the usual questions I ask a client when I come to visit and design and help design the garden is, would they go for the modern or would they go for the more natural? I think this is mixed between the two. What do you think of that, and why did you go with that?
So I think what worked well for us, I would also say it's modern and it's a little bit classic, but
Yeah.
it's a mixture. So my wife just likes pictures, and what helped her was getting pictures of what she liked and putting all these ideas together. We still have disagreements. I like the border here with the planters to separate the garden and the patio. My wife doesn't, so there's always compromise in all of the ideas and all the designs, but I think the overall look is positive and both of us are really happy. And everyone we've shown it to is really happy as well.
And finally, the Blooming Nursery's contribution to helping bring this creation to life for you and your family. What are your thoughts on the team who created this?
So yeah, I can't say any more about the team. As I told you, it's always difficult to get good people. If you can work with a good team, pretty much accomplish anything. And Kieran, Adam, they were great. The design of the shaping at the top, Kieran did a great job, did it off the cuff, talked about it with us. Adam placing the panels, deciding what the distances were. So although the design elements were all there were small details that with the support of and motivation of the team, we were able to finalise and make a great design. So I can't say anything more for how great the team was and how willing they were to contribute and support us and give us good ideas.
So there you have it. There's 3 different types of gardens there. But if you notice, each had different practicality reasons to create a garden. One at the beginning was John, who required the easy access, the practical side of that, getting around to the pots and the planting, etc. Then you had Jill, who wanted a place where she can welcome her family and friends and have a nice get-together. and then you had Matt at the end there, who wanted, obviously his wife wanted somewhere she can escape from the house to relax, and Matt obviously have the feature as well. So the design I want to give to this place is, I want it to feel like you're shopping in an actual garden, and you can see the plants that we have on for sale established in some beds, and you can see what they look like when they're established. We're even thinking of putting a rockery over in this corner over here, a little rock pool with rockery type plants that you can see established, and then obviously we have them plants on for sale then. Similar for climbers, we have different varieties of climbers running along the fence to hide that fence. It's a bit rubbish, but with many different ideas. Children's play area, keeping with the natural look, something to attract wildlife, pollinators, etc. That's my preferred style garden. So what is your preferred style garden? What's the practical reason you need for your garden, to use your garden? Maybe you can drop it in the comments. Let's have a look at them. Well, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for next week's. Hopefully we'll make a start on this.